Welcome back, guys, welcome back. So what electric goodness am I bringing you today? I'm in this Ninebot Go Kart. I've seen these for a while, and I thought recently, I just thought I'm just going to grab one because basically I want to make a really high power go kart, and I thought this would be a good test bed for messing around and everything else. Now these things are actually pretty expensive normally. I grabbed this one used, and I actually ended up having to get the go kart and the Segway basically separately, because that's how I've ended up doing it, to make it a bit cheaper and to kind of, you know, get it done. So originally these things, you know, there's two types of these go-karts. There's basically like this one and the Go Kart Pro. Go Kart Pro is a bit faster, hell of a lot more expensive, and it uses a kind of, you know, a different Segway. So a Segway is basically just like a hoverboard type thing, you know, the thing that the kids tear around on. Were really popular and they caused loads of fires, but now you don't really sort of see people, you know, messing around with those now, apart from people like me that are mid-40s and love prattling around with this stuff. So yeah, what an absolute blast this thing is. So I mean, first of all, I actually grabbed the kart itself and tried to fit a normal cheap rubbish hoverboard that I got sent for review. I'd say rubbish. It just had no power at all. So I ended up connecting different controllers to it and tried to make it a bit quicker. In the end, I've just thought, do you know what, I'm gonna, for the sake of the cost, and this is crazy, look, this is literally just going over this. Whoa, the torque on this thing is next level. But yeah, basically the hoverboard thing that I tried was naff. It didn't work properly, and I thought about, I actually ended up burning the motor out on it, which was just yeah, annoying. So I've grabbed a normal hoverboard just to see what this is like as standard, so then we can start, you know, messing around. So you've got regen braking on the left pedal, which is pretty strong, and you've also got an emergency kind of hand brake thing, which is down to my right hand side. So this thing is supposed to do about mud in my mouth. It's about 15 mile an hour. This feels a bit quicker actually because we're going downhill, but I mean, it's actually plenty quick enough. My thoughts were to build like a sort of, you know, like a 4,000, 8,000 watt one. I was going, yeah, you know, I'm just going to whack this massive control on it, put a couple of vesks on it, you know, let's just get this thing absolutely tearing around. But actually, like most of these things, we're getting to a stage now with electric stuff where, you know, you can buy decent stuff. You know, back in the day you couldn't buy you know, decent stuff. You had to build it yourself. Now we're getting to the stage, look, are we actually going to be able to make it up this hill? This is a steep old hill. Right, so what happens, I've noticed, is that I mean, obviously it's slowing down because obviously this is a very steep hill. It might not look it, but it is steep. So do you see that then? We're getting a blast of power, and then it pulses off that backs off that power. Interesting, this. And I think that's to preserve the motor, to stop the motors overheating. I think maybe it's got some sort of sensing, because this is an advanced bit of kit, guys. Like, these Segways on this go-kart are actually really advanced. Let me just get off this and I'll show you what it is if you haven't seen one of these in the flesh. It's so incredibly cool. Oh, I'm actually built it in. It's so cool, absolutely. Right, so basically here's the go-kart rolling down the hill. So yeah, here it is. Very simple design. It's all steel. It looks kind of odd if you're used to sort of seeing normal go-karts, because the back is actually, the back wheels are narrower than the front wheels. So yeah, you've got your Segway. It's like a Ninebot Segway, and that just basically just slots in the back. There's like this adapter plate thing, and then the whole thing just goes chunk over the top of it. And you can see, obviously, you've got the battery gauge. It's such a nicely designed bit of kit, considering, you know, it's this is kind of an additional add-on, this go-kart, but it all just goes together brilliantly. And the actual go-kart is Bluetooth enabled, so once you plug the hoverboard in, it connects to the go-kart. There's a battery flap here which has got a load of AA batteries in it, and you can see an LED here, so it kind of controls different things, like you've got a light on the front and everything else. Now my thought was, because this is sort of like quite a modular thing, you can just basically take that Segway off the back what we could do is we could put like a big mountain board power system in the back, and then, I mean, it could be absolutely ridiculous, because that's a similar kind of, you know, width to like what, you know, like a high-end mountain board would be. So I think this is going to be an absolute blast of a kind of ongoing project for me to mess around with and tear around, because I do love four wheels. It's something so incredibly cool about having a real nicely positive handling go-kart. I mean, and it just looks the nuts as well. Right, anyway, let's get back on the road. Getting a little bit fat for this. I mean, I'm not a light guy, so you can imagine what this is going to feel like if you're a kid. We're in sport mode, so I'm going to give it a full lock. It's got some beans. Earlier on, it was slipping around quite a bit because of the. Oh, I mean, this is feeling quick. Yeah, earlier on, it was actually slipping around a bit because it was a bit wet and icy. So cool. Plenty of torque. It's amazing, really. But I'm interested in this kind of like, this thing where it's sort of backing off. It's backing off its power. So you get a little blast, there you go. Blast comes in, load of torque, and then it kind of backs off a bit. I'm definitely thinking that's something to do with it, like, you know, watching the temperature of the motors, making sure they don't get too hot. There it goes again. My foot is flat to the floor. This is quite an incline, this, as well. So, you know, I'm not too bothered that it's doing that. But yeah, here we go. Oh, the torque is mad. Like, it literally, it pulls your neck back. I mean, crazy that it's coming from two hub motors. They're 10.5 inch aside. It's a remarkable bit of kit. It really is. It's mainly, you know, the design of the go-kart is excellent, but, you know, the actual engineering on the hoverboard is nothing like what you'd get cheap from China. It's a different level. It feels quick. You're not far off the floor. That is the other thing. And I'm trying to do this one-handed now. We're going downhill now. It is such a flipping laugh. No, I won't be able to get there. Now you can go up curves and stuff. Get the left foot braking situation under lock. I absolutely love it. There's one hill test actually, which I could do with doing. Actually, you seem to be able to reset that thing so that it backs off the torque, and if you come off the throttle, no, so it won't always do that, as it sometimes. I'm wondering if sometimes it's me hitting the brake pedal as well by accident. So yeah, basically what I was saying was I grabbed this off of eBay, the go-kart itself. You know, expensive for what it is really, I suppose. Right, here we go. But there's not really anything else like it. I don't think we're going to be able to make it up this hill. This is a real steep one, this one. It's not stopping. It's not stopping. When we get an extra bit of torque, there you go. So it's going to do it. It's absolutely amazing. Pulling my fat lump up. Yeah, so shout out to Stu, who helped me get the hoverboard. He had one for sale, and he literally was going to take it down to the courier like the same night as me ordering it, which is just absolutely crazy. So yeah, big up you, mate. Absolutely brilliant for that. Thanks for sorting this out. It was immaculate as well. Great seller on eBay. And also his father-in-law's got a skate shop in Worthing called Alley Oops. So I said I'd give him a shout out. So if you're in Worthing, check it out. Looks really cool. Nice website, and he does loads of cool stuff on there. So yeah, all good on that. So I'm just looking at the app as well to just double check my battery. We're down at 49% already. I mean, it is cold, you know, and I've been going flat out. So I think, obviously being a smaller battery, you know, that's the other thing here. I mean, if this was enough, maybe we could do something with the battery and just parallel something to it, and yeah, maybe we could get an extension battery to go a bit further. But I mean, absolutely brilliant. You've got loads of other things in here. headlight. I should probably do a firmware update actually as well. Obviously you can change off of sport mode and everything else, and there's like other features as well. You can do precise steering, which kind of uses like a differential you know, motor speed, so it kind of helps you steering. Apparently it's super weird, so I'm not going to bother with that. But at this point, battery percentage has gone up one now, so the battery doesn't take very long to charge at all, because it is quite a small, I think it's like a 5 amp hour battery or something. Anyway, I'm having way too much fun. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to have another play. Feels fast through there. Oh, it's so bumpy over this way. Probably not the best idea for this. When that goes, it goes. Oh, that's quick. Oh my god, it feels so fast down this narrow lane. There's a black box login thing as well, which you can basically extract the information. It's probably, obviously, so you said you can send it to you know, the manufacturer of it, but it's I'm thinking I'm going to have a look at that, because it might give some information about current draw and all that sort of thing to see. But I tell you, I'm super impressed. If I'd have bought one of these originally or got sent it, I would have been ranting and raving about it. Very, very cool bit of kit. I think that range is going to be a bit of an issue for me though. At least I can charge it from solar, charge it from the solar trailer. I don't want to be going down there. So yeah, you've got reverse as well, so you just whack that twice and then you got a reversing alarm. How good is that? So I'm just going to reverse that. But I think this is going to be pretty cool for, like, you know, take it to some different places, and you just tap that again to start out. Right, I'm going to check the phone, just make sure we're not going to... I'm getting range anxiety now. Sort of need a phone mount, don't we? 38%. Okay. So we have smashed this battery really quickly. The battery wasn't old on the Segway itself. It's only done like 70 kilometers or something like that. But yeah, let's just let's head back. Need a little bleeper, don't we? I mean, you could hear I was behind him. Some people just don't like seeing something different, do they? Oh, brutal acceleration. And I mean, I don't say that lightly. Like, this feels like it's got more acceleration than a lot of e-bikes. We're hauling, guys, we're hauling. I've got one heavy right foot as well. Oh, if only someone could hack the firmware on this and, you know, do some interesting stuff, because the potential of these motors is huge. Maybe I'll just keep this. Oh, I don't know, I don't want to wreck this hoverboard though, really, but maybe I could just get another hoverboard. It's like all these projects, I need a bit of a run up here. Oh. Maybe I could just get another hoverboard, and then no, it's really not going to do that. Oh, I mean, it's still, no. Yeah, I think we've hit some sort of current limit. What have we done? Everything's beeping. It was a bit of an ask. The regen braking's still working, which is good. Got beepy beepersons. Okay, I think it must have just like cut, but I mean that's impressive considering that's the only time this is cut out. I thought this is going to struggle with everything, but it's got a surprisingly good amount of power. Covered in mud. Right, she's back in the game. Super fun. If you yank this brake up as well, which I'm not going to do now, but you can do pretty cool kind of slides and stuff as well. It's probably my weight that's doing that situation. A lot of fun. Like I say, like really positive steering, everything a go-kart should be. Proper good fun. Right, we'll be doing some more tests of this, guys, and I've got a secret kind of idea on what I'm going to do with this. I've mentioned the mountain board thing already, but more details on that will be coming soon. I think it's going to be quite interesting. But you guys are going to love it. Catch you next time.